Lavina, thank you for joining the live. I appreciate you. Go ahead and share your thoughts.
You're welcome. So it's my first time, coming across your video, and there's a video where you were talking about how the world will shield men and prevent women from speaking up. And I don't know if it was like God's divine intervention or maybe the phone are listening, but literally, I'm going through the same thing right now with
Hmm.
my son's father. You know, I lost my job on Monday. This is my second time losing a position
Hmm.
because I've had to choose to be the one to take care of the child. I have to choose to be the one to stay for the child. And people, when you complain and you talk, and people say, "Oh, go to child support." Even if there is a child support in place, it does not make the man pay. Every time a woman speak up, people try to, instead of facing the man and approaching him, people try to deflect and tell you to do something else other than actually in facing the person who's causing the issue. Oh, go in the other place, go left, go right, go everywhere else, but face the man that's doing what he's doing. You know.
Hmm.
And I've been enduring this. I've called his family members. I've called people, and they say, "Oh, give the kid to his father for a 4-year-old child." A 4-year-old child, give the kid to a father, and it's like, if, of course, being Africans, our African people, and it's like, okay, if that was the good idea, why didn't the white man court, the Caucasian courthouse, the American courthouse said, "Oh yeah, go ahead, let's give the kid to him when he sued me for sole custody." The level of abuse that I endure is one of, it's either you give me the child or I was trying to sabotage everything that you have going on. So you can be in such a tight corner and you will give up and give me the child, which I never will. Okay, I never will, because the kid is so young. I told him I'll give him the kid can be with him full time when he's 10, 12. That's when research shows that is the right time. And this, I've called his family, I've called, and this morning it just got to me, and I just decided to publicly speak on it after enduring it for so long, and people were just saying a whole bunch of things similar to everything you were saying. "Oh, don't bring that on here. Oh, this is not for the place for it." I even had a guy that was attempting to date me at one point, and he brought up a situation where, again, same abuse. I was displaced because my son father, who apartment was also in our name, was not helping me to pay the rent. And that was also when I lost my job the first time. And this guy who's trying to date me, because again, when a woman comes out and cry for help, for some reason, people put some stigma on her, some stain on her, men especially. And this guy who's trying to date me, we're talking casually. Mind you, this thing happened last year, and we're in the new year. This was before I lost my second job, so we're having a conversation. He brought it up on a with a judgmental tone, brought it up with a, that bothers you. Men have this thing where they like to feel, or some men have this thing where they like to feel secondhand embarrassment for some reason. A woman would be talking about how this man is evil, and then they would just start defending that man like it's them they're speaking of. And that's the type of tone he came with, like, "Oh man, I can't believe you went on Facebook to speak on this issue, man. That was crazy." How
Hmm.
men do this little nagging thing. They think women are the only one. They do this little nagging thing where they're like kind of like calling you out and stuff, but they like doing it in such a, like, there's a word for it. They're doing it in such a like settled way that you have to really sit and think about it. It's like, wait, that was judgment. And you want to date me, but you are talking to me like I have been stained because I spoke up about injustice.
Hmm. Hmm.
Why am I stained?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I know it's always difficult to open up about personal things, and you
Yes,
are
I'm glad it's
correct.
just is there a lot of few people here. If it was a lot of big, a huge platform, I probably would be hesitant.
Yeah, I mean, And everything you're saying is part of what I was discussing in my video because it is true. Once a woman speaks up, the natural reaction for most men is to circle around the man. Oh, don't say that. Don't expose him. Keep things quiet. Like
Right.
we are prone to just immediately jump to the defense of the abuser and just
Yeah.
ignore the pain that the other person is going through rather than confront the person causing the problem. You tell the other person, just be patient. God will take care of it. Don't
Yeah.
spoil anything. Leave it
Yeah.
alone. Let
Yeah.
God's time do. And
Yeah.
it's just one of the most frustrating things that we do in society. And that's what I
Hmm.
was highlighting. So
Yeah.
the only question I have is, so are you saying that currently he's not on child support or is he on child support?
Um, there should be a child support order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to this. This is my first kid. This
Yeah.
is something that many women would not pray for to be at this level.
Yeah.
Where you're running to the system as an African, it annoys me so much that I have to put my child's name in the system. Um,
Yeah. Don't let that whole system shame get to you. All that it's important is doing the best for the boy and what is
yeah,
best for him. And don't feel any kinds of shame or oppression about going to the system, because if that is the only recourse you have, that is the recourse that you have. And I'll tell you right now, if sometimes I understand that from a mother's perspective, it is always one of the most difficult things to have to, discuss or to let the father or someone else take charge. And I understand your pushback. I understand your desire for the kid to get older before you hand him to his dad. I understand that these are the fundamental years of his life, but I say all that to say this: it takes two people to that kid is not just like just not just yours. Like there are
yes,
two people who are involved in bring, and sometimes there's shame put on mothers to where if your young child is not with you, if your young child is with somebody else, there's almost this shame you put on yourself, like, what kind of terrible mother is she to let her kid
yes,
know, oh, the kid is supposed to, and even especially as Africans, like we are so
yes,
proud of the fact that, oh, we have our kids, my kid is too young, what kind of a mother will I be if I, but don't let yourself get caught up in that. If you know honestly, and this is only you can make this determination, if you
yes.
know honestly that the best place for that young boy, like
Mm-hmm,
this man has the resources, the support system, everything he needs, where he
mm-hmm,
can probably for now be the place where that boy would thrive more. There is no embarrassment or shame in giving him what he wants, because most men ask for these things out of
mm-hmm,
spite.
mm-hmm.
And that's the truth. They don't really want the responsibility of raising a young kid, but because they know this is the only way to spite the kid's mother, this is the way to get back at this woman, they'll ask for that.
Mm-hmm.
But once you humor them and give them what they're asking for, like, oh, you want your son? Oh, okay, here's your son. I bet you a year down the road, 6 months down the road, this same man will come back and reoffer the kid back and say, well, I was thinking about it, because the idea of it sounds good because they want to punish the mother. But the day-to-day responsibility of a 4-year-old of having to wake up, and if he actually is able to pull it off and do it, then props to him. He's proven that he's. But I always find that to be the case where the second the woman accepts him, like, okay, sure, let's do it your way. Have the kid. He's better off with you anyway. Okay, go ahead. Like once the reality sets in that his life is so different, raising the son, understands the difficulty that you've been going through the last 4 years of being the primary source, like actually carries that on. It becomes such a burden that he now comes back to the table to offer, like, well, things have changed. I don't know if your son can come back to you, because now his life is so disrupted by the. So yeah, so that's all I would add to that. Only you know the situation best. But I'm just saying, do not let it get to the point where your personal feelings or
Mm-mm,
cultural feelings about African
mm-mm.
society get to
No,
the, yeah. Don't
no, no,
if
no, no,
the
no, no,
yeah.
no, no. It is this the reasons why I say this is not a good idea, because there are two types of people. Some people do heal from their childhood trauma and try to break generational curse, and there are those that refuse to face it.
Mhm.
And this man, the same thing happened to him. His mother was 14. Dad was 20, typical African stuff. And so they have to the grandmother had to say, okay, I'll take care of the kid. You need to go to your older sister in Monrovia and you need to go to school because I don't want this to ruin your life. So he never got to have his mother around. And I see the result. I am not going to give a fragile child to a broken man, a man that don't know how to be alone. He consistently is seeking a female validation in his life because of the fact that his mother was never present, or he never got to create this close relationship with his mother. So why would I see that and say, yeah, sure, take the kid?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. If this was a man that said, I know what my mother did. I don't know. I don't even see her like a mother, but I've forgiven her. She was a young woman that technically she was abused. She did not know these things. My dad knew better. He was 20 years old. And so I'm going to heal from this. And I'm going to be a best dad to my son. I will give him the kid. But he is broken. Why would I put a child in the hand of a broken man?
Yeah.
He's
Understand.
only going to transfer over to the child.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went to court. The first thing was full custody, sole custody that he applied for. He sued me for full custody. And the judge was like, so who's been a primary parent? The mom. The judge is like, okay. And he started saying things like, I have my fiance. She's pregnant with a new baby. She's an amazing mother. This is probably what ruined his case because he's like, what? So the judge translated that as, so you want to take a kid from his mother to give to your new girlfriend who's pregnant? Nah. The judge said that doesn't seem realistic. You guys need to go and conversate and come back. Me, him, his lawyer would go in the mediation room.
Yeah.
And I agreed. I humbled myself and I said, let's do joint custody. Summer times, the child will stay with you on weekdays and come to me on weekends, and and we'll switch it on school days. And on school days, you'll pick him up from the school on Fridays, drop him back on Monday. You don't even have to see me or deal with me.
Yeah.
And you can just pay, $1K, and we'll move on from there. I'll take care of the rest. That's how I have
Was he open to that agreement? Was he okay with
at
that?
the moment, at the spot, on that spot, yes. And that same day, I told him, go to the daycare and go get your son. What's the daycare address? Wow, you want the child, but you don't even know where the child is. So I gave him the daycare address and he picked up the kid. Now we have a new court order where now on the weekends on Friday, he's supposed to make it possible for him to pick up the kid. 3 weekends come and he sabotaged it, and I didn't see my kid for 3 weekends. Based on court order. People say run to the court. If someone don't want to do something, there is nothing anybody can do to make them do it. Not a court, not child support. Do you know this man put himself on child support? And do you know why he put himself on child support? Because he's 1099. Because he owns businesses. So there's a way he can hide his wealth. There's a way he can make it look like he made only $16,000 a year. That's why he boldly said, I will go to child support office myself and put you on child support. Like when I was with this man, I've literally seen him laugh at him and his other friend were discussing. He was laughing at his friend Kit's mother for suing him and ended up getting less than what she was getting because he made sure it shows that he made less. And they were laughing at her. At that time, I already had the kids, so him and I had a whole argument about it. I'm like, what's funny about that? So I know that's the same trick he's pulling on me, where he's hiding his assets, he's hiding his wealth, he's hiding everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry that
When
you're going through that. It sounds like it
this is
really.
also my fault. It's also my fault because the first time I met the man, before even intimacy, he said he wanted a child. He didn't say he wanted a family. I didn't get on birth control. I didn't put system in place to protect myself. There were times he was so careless with me, so careless with family planning. He wasn't even doing family planning. I was the only one doing family planning. And
Yeah.
even
I mean, it's never a
even
good
when
idea to go down the what could have been road. Yes, I understand that it's
no, I'm
natural for
just
you
holding
to.
myself
No,
accountable
no, yeah.
that I should
Hold
have
yourself
known better.
accountable for things you can control going forward. There's no accountability for the past. There's nothing you can do that will build you a time machine to go undo those things.
But
So
this is
beating
what
yourself up consistently, I could have done, I should have done, you didn't do. So I understand where you're coming from, and we all
yeah,
as human beings, it's our nature to look back on things we could have done better. So I give you
yeah.
credit for being able to look back. But the mental gymnastics and beating yourself up over what could have happened. Right now, you have a wonderful young son. Right now, you
Mhm.
have a boy who's going to, knock on wood, or by God's grace, grow up to make you proud. Grow up
Yes.
to be a shining star. You
Amen.
watch him grow. You attend graduations. You see him build houses. If all
Amen.
goes well, he will care for you in your old age and love you to the point where you will be grateful that you had him in your life. So the idea of the past can just focus on making this young man the highlight of your life. Focus on making it the center of your attention, raising him to be the most adjusted. And I guarantee you, 20, 15 years down the road, when this boy grows up and he starts, you will look back and say, it was wonderful. Having this child was the best thing that ever happened in my life.
No,
So that,
there is
yeah,
no. It is not from a sense of I regret the child. It is from a sense of sometimes many of us women, the signs are really there, and but we're
yes,
so naive
yeah,
that we think we're above the program.
hmm,
That's where I'm coming
yeah,
from
I
that
understand that.
angle.
I
You
understand that.
know, I
Yeah.
love my kids
Oh, of
so,
course. I'm
so
not even.
much.
I'm
I
not. I'm
think
not. Yeah,
so.
I get what
Yeah,
you're saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that yes, I agree with you. But I'm just saying it's not any. Doesn't do you any emotional good to reminisce on things that could have things going forward. The actions you take going forward, as far as with him, now that you know who he is and you know how what it's like, the actions going forward. Now you can be better and prepare yourself better. But I've never found any utility in the backward reflection on if I'd only known. You didn't know. You were just a woman at that time doing the best you could. So yeah, I think accountability is important. I think it's valuable, but I don't think backward accountability does anything other than create just mental pain and anguish that shouldn't have. All you can do now is how can my actions be better going forward? And it sounds like yeah, I'm very it's sad that you are with this kind of person. I mean, the only thing that sounds positive, and I know it's not much comfort for you, is it sounds like he loves his son. Sounds like at least he's trying to be a
No,
a present father. Like he's doing it the
no,
wrong way, it seems, but it sounds like no. Oh, okay.
no. If it's on Father's Day,
Hmm.
and you send your child mother a text and say, since you're complaining, you're stressing me out about you not seeing the kid for about 3 weeks, I'm gonna drop him off and I'm not gonna play a part anymore. Is that love?
No.
Exactly. This man is so focused on fighting me and not focused on being a dad. And that's the
Yeah.
part that breaks my heart for the
Yeah, and
kid.
yeah, this is part of the larger conversation we've been having on this channel for a long time about men and their actions and logical men versus like this just furthers that evidence. Like men are weird in the sense that anger with the child's mother will make them sacrifice the child. Like
Yes,
we are so
unalive the
unreasonable
child.
in I'm disagreeing with this child's mother. He's my son, but men are very comfortable in a world where they will sacrifice the son just to prove a
Yes,
point to the woman they're mad at.
child
I'm so
mother.
angry at you. Well,
Let me
no,
tell you
and it's one
this.
of the most irrational, stupid things we do as men, but we do it. And I know you're
Let
not
me
lying.
let me tell you this. As we speak, after this man left, There was so much that happened. The woman he left me for, turns out he was sponsoring her and her three boyfriends in Africa. So because he left me for a woman in Africa, he said I'm not submissive. The women in Africa are submissive. So he left me for some girl in Liberia. Okay, he left me and his kid behind for some girl in Africa. And then, like, I think within a year or so, find out all the time he's sponsoring her, buying her house, buying her business, doing all these things. He was just sponsoring her and her boyfriends or a relationship. He came running back to me. Okay.
Mm.
He came back running to me and I decided, I said no. He started talking about kids. He wanted to trap me again. He started
Mm.
talking about, oh, I can't wait for us to have our daughter. Look how cute our son is. And then when I say things like, well, can we go talk to our families? Because I mean, when our breakup was really loud, everyone was involved. Can we go do things right? You were in Liberia. Did you go see my dad? Did you go sit with him to apologize for all the things you did to their daughter? Oh no, what understood does not need to be said. People don't know. People don't need to know that we are doing this on the side and we're doing that on the side. And I said, no, I'm not interested in this. He tried to force himself on me, and I reported it to the police. I told the cops I'm not necessarily trying to press charges, but I need this on record because if he ever attempts it again, all in the name of because you are my baby mom, so I should have access to your body, I would like to report. I will press charges.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, after I kicked him out, I told him I'm not interested. And mind you, I was sleeping when he assaulted me. I was sleeping on the couch when he assaulted me. You understand? And after I kicked him out, like a month later, he gets in a whole new relationship.
Mm.
And mind you, even when he came back, he was also telling me that he has another girlfriend in Ghana. But he just want me to be the woman here in America. Or he has the girlfriend in Ghana. The most disrespectful thing I've ever heard a man say to me, I'm your child's mother. You want to turn me into a side chick or like a plaything? But that's how much some men do not have respect, no matter how much you lay your life on the
Well,
line.
let me ask you this. What are your own, I feel like, and I could be wrong, I feel like there's some unresolved feelings you have there too. I feel like on some level, even though you accept that things are over and your brain can process it, I feel like your heart somehow still
No,
kinds of
no,
wants a family.
no. Yes, but not with him. He cannot lead a family, not with him. I want a family, but not with him. I don't want a family with him
So
at
why
all.
why don't you just be clear? Why don't you just make it as clear as day that you're
I
not interested?
did.
Like no, but it
I
seems like
did.
sometimes you still kind of leave some hope. Like, oh, have you spoken to my father? Did you go to
No,
like
no,
you are
no,
still
no.
kind of
Oh
in
my
that
God, you
gray space?
misunderstood me. I'm sorry. This was when he came back, right? And he was talking to me. This is a conversation that's happening. He came back. It's not back and forth. He came back. He left, dated the other woman, realized whatever, came back. And he was trying to sleep with me, not even come back as a family, okay? If he was coming back as a family, I will admit to you now, looking back then, I probably would have been okay if he would have taken palm wine to my dad when he was in Liberia, and before he came back to America, and then told me, oh yeah, my friends and his wife are using my apartment, so I need to crash at your place. And I said, okay, you and my son can have my bedroom, and I'll sleep on the couch. And that's when he came with that. That was his first time entering my house. I've always set boundaries. But that was his first time stepping foot in my house. Since this man and I broke up, I have never engaged with him in any way. Because there is absolutely no way a man that I have a child for can betray me so much, and then I still give him my body, the body that I used to make sacrifice to having the child. It doesn't make sense to me as a woman. It literally is like me devaluing myself beyond devaluing myself. So no, there is no absolutely, I can never ever love a man that hurts me, abuses me, mistreats me, put my career in harm's way, put my life in harm's way, bring me instability, consistency. Consistently is petty. is me. I can never. What's there to love? A man that admitted to me that, well, I never really loved you. You never really loved me, but you made me have a kid for you because that's all you wanted, a child. Like I stated, this is someone before intimacy. I'm like, what you want? I want kids. Why you want kids? Because all my friends have kids.
So going
And I
forward,
went and had kids by this person. So that's why I'm like, damn, you so dumb.
yeah, going forward, what would you like the relationship with him to look like? Ideally,
Going forward,
yeah, what would you like it to look
going forward, I think I'm at the point where I've lost all hope.
like? Mhm. So what
Not
would you
only for
like?
that,
Like, describe what the perfect relationship with him and your son, like, what would you like going forward? Like
the
the
perfect
past, I
relationship
get it.
where I have to involve him.
You have to
Yes.
involve him
The
because he's the
perfect
father of your child. Like, there's
no,
no
but he didn't
word
want to
that
be
you will
involved
not.
right now. That's what I'm saying. He didn't want to be involved right now. But for me, I've said to him countless times, once the child turns 10 or
Mhm.
12, I will give him to you. Until then, just work with me. Let's
But
raise him
hold on,
together.
hold on. If we established earlier on that this man is so broken as to where having the child is not a good idea.
Exactly.
So now that the child is older, why would you, if
I'm
he's
just
not,
saying it for now, just for
don't even,
peace.
why even say it if you're not going to do it? Don't create an expectation that is going to come back and cause resentment or hatred down the road. Don't promise him when the child turns 10 and then you blink your
No,
eye,
but
four
when the
years
child
flies
turns
by.
10, we can ask the child, do you want to go, daddy? Do you want to
Don't
stay?
even, why would you even do that when you know the man is not capable of raising your child to your satisfaction? When you say this man is a broken man
Exactly.
who has a lot of issues, you described him as a user and I mean, why would you even open that door? Don't create any expectations of things you don't plan to do. Let it be clear from the word go and stand by your word that this child will be raised by me. You will have access to your son. You will see him on summers. You will see him every weekend. You will see him whenever you want to. I will respect your right to have your son. But this thing, you're trying to pacify him by promising him the son. And then when the time comes, you'll be like, well, I was just, and then things just get uglier and uglier. Set it from now on. Whatever you want your life to be going forward, start setting the building blocks of that life today. Don't wait for 2 years. Set it today. Sit down, have the conversation so that you are both clear on a parenting plan for this kid going forward. As clear as day. These are what
Yes.
I expect. These are my boundaries. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to get. And just follow that
Here's
plan. I don't, yeah.
here's the sad part. He has excommunicated himself from us. He has blocked me because he don't like how I'm reaching out, calling him. Oh, come pick up the kid. I gotta go to work. Come pick up the kid. He has blocked my number. He has blocked me off everywhere. He has completely excommunicated himself
When
from
was the
us.
last time he saw his son?
The last time he saw his son was probably a few days after Father's Day, so maybe June 22nd or something like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That was the last time he saw his son. He don't call, he don't text. The
When
kid
what's
graduation,
the
he didn't
order
show up.
for, like, how often is he supposed to be seeing his son?
He is supposed to be seeing his son during the summertime from Monday to Friday. The son stays with him, and
So
I go to work.
how many of those has he missed since Father's Day?
Oh, I mean, that's like 4.
4. Mm-hmm.
And now I had to call out of work, stay home, scribble around for money, scribble around to secure childcare before I go to work again. This again consistently happens.
Hmm.
Where we agree on something, I'm trusting him, and then he gets in his feelings
Mm-hmm.
like it's about me, towards me. He gets in his feelings towards me. And he said, I'm going to use the kid to deal with you. I'm going to use the kid to abuse you.
Hmm.
That is what happened. But
The
he go ahead.
the I mean, I hate to say good news because there's never good news in this situation. But at least the positive thing is that you know exactly what he's doing. You know that he's using the child as a tool to manipulate you to kind of get the situation going. So now that you know that, don't let those things Don't let those things bother you too. I know it's hard to do. I know most of the things people advise or people say in these conversations are easier said than done. They're not things that any human being. You're a woman who has gone through a lot. You met this man who promised you heaven and earth, who deceived, got you pregnant, he had the kid, and suddenly switched up. So you're left with all the burdens of life that you never envisioned. You never planned for this. This wasn't
Yeah.
your plan for your life. It wasn't the
Right.
journey you wanted to be on. But here you find yourself
Exactly.
in this. So I know it's one of the hardest, most difficult places to be. So I don't want to downplay that in any way or make it sound like oh well, do this or do that. It's going to be difficult. Nothing you do going forward will be easy. Like that's just the truth. It's going to be rough because you're going to have to balance your love for your son versus the drama from the son's father. And then any
Right.
man you meet going forward who's trying to be a stepdad has to jump into the drama of like, oh, this girl's life is so unstable. There's this
Yeah.
man, there's this kid. So I
Yeah.
know like it is one of the toughest. So you have my utmost respect for even being able to be strong enough to stand up through it because I know like how we men are. I've seen men do it. I know one of the ugliest places to be is the man who's mad at you and is using his child as a tool to kind of cause pain and manipulate and all that. So yeah, I know nothing I say will magically make anything better or make things go away. But there's hope that now that you know what's going on, all you can do now is to be on top of your paperwork. Every time he misses seeing his kid, every document, at some point, if it continues for long enough, it will get to the point where you are able to petition the court and have his parental rights extinguished so you don't have to deal with the stress of a father who has to be begged to be in his son's life. I hope it doesn't get to that. I mean, in the perfect world, this man and you will have a healthy co-parenting relationship. He will show up for his son. He will respect you, respect your new relationship, and somehow this will turn into a happy end to where, okay, I'm a single mom who has this man in my life who cares for his son, gets his son on summers, gives me time to have my own peace of mind, because that is underrated. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like full-time care for any child on your own is not one of the most difficult things any woman faces. It
Yeah.
is difficult. And
Mm-hmm.
then society will judge you if you need a break or if you want somewhere to put your kid. Like, what kind of a mother will just leave her kid? It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
This was never meant to be a one man job. There's a reason why it takes
Exactly.
two to have a kid. You know?
Right.
So I get all the stresses and I get how society can be so unfair and put all this pressure. You start feeling guilty if you want to take your son to daycare or do something or have fun, go out on a night with your friends or just do something that enjoyable. Like there's so much guilt attached to it. Like I see this woman going out to party and putting her son, like it's so tough, but you're still a human being. You still need escapes. You still need your own time. You're still a woman who still needs love and still needs the normal things that are part of your life. So, my dear, I get the situation. I sympathize with it. I hope things turn out for the better. I hope you find someone who will treat your heart with care and love your son as much as you do and be a wonderful stepfather. And if his dad decides to show up one day, great. If not, I hope your son will still find a male figure who will be there and all because everybody deserves that. And I hope please stay in touch. You know. I try to
Yeah.
go live as often as I can. It would be great to get updates and kind of go through the journey because I'm invested now. Kind of know how things are going and play out, and just kind of share the things with you. And if all I can offer you is a venting place to come every once a week, where I mean I just want to come somewhere where I can always speak my mind, vent, talk to people who will listen and care, and just kind of let me get it all out, cry if I need to sometimes, then this space is more than a safe space for you to be able to come and do all that. So thank
Yeah.
you for coming on and
You're
joining
welcome.
and
You're
speaking. Let
welcome.
me see. I feel like I ignored like a ton of comments.